much every bourbon drinker also enjoys an occasional cocktail. And for me, when I can get a hold of some of the good ones, I like some of the pre-made ones. And today we're going to talk about Penelope's Peach Old Fashioned that recently came out. Here's the interesting thing. This is at 80 proof, so it's full-on whiskey, but it's a mix. So here's where it's kind of cool, and it's straight on the back of the bottle. They say the Penelope Peach Old Fashioned is made with straight bourbon and rye whiskey, so we have a blend to start. Farm-sourced 100% pure maple syrup instead of using something like simple syrup, and then peach bitters. This is our modern take on a classic cocktail. Delicious and always ready to pour, serve over ice. And supposedly each bottle is 12 cocktails. I'm going to be honest with you. This, at my local store, thanks to the Bourbon Baller Lee at Renton Highlands QFC, was $22.99 plus tax. So way cheap considering what it is for a premixed cocktail, and compared to my previous favorite, that's nearly half the price. Now my old favorite, and I'm sure for many people, is the Handy & Schiller, which is made with Buffalo Trace and some of the classic Peychaud's bitters, then aged back in a barrel before being bottled for the Buffalo Trace, aka Sazerac Company. And they do add some caramel color to this. Cheaters. But seriously, this is probably one of the ones that almost everybody agrees upon is like the best pre-made old-fashioned out there. So let's see, can something nearly half its price, done with a little twist, going a little peach, compete with the old standard? So first, we gotta get our baseline. Let's start with our 2 pours. I happen to like using pellet ice, as you can see here, for my cocktails. I have a little pellet ice maker, and I find that it helps melt down a little better, so when I'm pouring something, it's easy to sip on and isn't trying to get me plastered right away. This is the way to go. Here is the Handy & Schiller, a completely different glass. We've got our peach, so let's compare these two. We'll start with the king, in my mind, at least of the ones I've tried, the Handy & Schiller. Yeah, I mean, it's just good. You definitely get the Peychaud's bitters, and you get some of the barrel influence. It's not as syrupy sweet. You definitely get some of the sweetness that comes out of the natural Buffalo Trace bourbon that's present, but you also get a nice kind of spiciness. They do say to garnish with orange peel for this, but I never have, and it's great. Now, a lot of people like to add a cherry. I get that, but we're trying to try this straight out of the bottle just over ice instead of doctoring it to get even better, right? Take a second sip just in case. I don't know, I might need a third. It's such a nice blend of sweet and spicy, which is kind of one of the things that I like. I like when there's a little bit of spice from the bitters that are present in my old fashions. Now, let's try the Penelope Peach Old Fashioned. Can it hold up? It's half the price. I want to be very clear. I think the last time I got this, it was like $50-something, where this is $23. I mean, it's a deal. Okay. Not as spicy, so there's not as much spice as there is over here in the Handy & Schiller, but man, that peach comes in so beautifully, and it's like having a little bit of peach juice added to it as opposed to a peach bitter, and it really is present, but it's not over dominating the whiskey either. You definitely can still taste that kind of blend of bourbon and rye. There's a touch of rye spice, but it's so light compared to, say, the Handy & Schiller. So, that's dangerous. This is summertime. This is danger right here. So would I choose one or the other? Honestly, for the price, I'm taking the Penelope. Now, granted, Handy & Schiller is becoming almost impossible to find in my state. If it's still around in your state, like, try one for certain if you haven't before. But I can't get them anymore. And the last time I talked to somebody, I was told they were discontinued. So I don't know if that means from their stuff that they'll carry or what, but I used to love these things, and now that I can get something at half the price that's a touch sweeter, so it's going to be a little bit better in hot weather, which tends to be when I'm more likely to drink cocktails, is warmer weather, I'd probably be picking up this Penelope, because for every one of this, I can get 2 bottles of the Penelope, and it's got that little peach sweetness that makes it a little different than all the other old fashions that are out there, which I'm kind of digging. I'm not going to lie. A little peach in there, I like it a lot. Now, are you going wrong with either of these? No. And could you just do straight bourbon instead? Of course. But if you like a cocktail, you like an old-fashioned, you want something that's pre-mixed so you don't have to do very much work, consider picking up the Penelope. I like it a lot. I like it a whole lot. We're not going to rate this like a 2-Minute Tuesday. This is a pre-mixed cocktail, let's be honest. This is a bonus. But I hope you've enjoyed this. So I want to hear from you down below. What is your favorite pre-mixed drink? Henny and Schiller? Penelope? Maybe you're the High West person? Maybe you like the Crown Royal Black Cherry Whiskey Sour. My brother-in-law is a big fan of that one. I'd love to hear from you in the comments down below. If you've enjoyed this video and you like some of these alternatives, not necessarily purely bourbon reviews, but you want to see something a little different, like pre-made stuff, or maybe doing store picks, I'd love to hear from you in the comments down below. Give it a like, subscribe. That's the thing that tells Papa YouTube, like, hey, I enjoy this. Maybe someone else too. As always, my friends, thank you so much for watching. Stay awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna be drinking a lot of this in the summer.